What's going on, Workforce? Brian here, and today we're just summarizing all of what is Dark Knight. So we've covered their skills, we've covered the controller layout and abilities and macros, and we've talked about PvP, and now just generally, what is the Dark Knight? What is its role? How does it feel within Stormblood? So let's go ahead and just do this thing. So, I love my Dark Knight. Thanks everybody. Thanks for watching this video, and we hope to see you in our next. Just kidding. Dark Knight as a tank feels fantastic. I really have enjoyed it. I enjoyed it and made the switch over in Heavensward to the Dark Knight tank. The things that we've lost and the things that we've gained feel fine. Obviously, we've lost Dark Dance. We've kind of, Dark Knight was kind of, teetering on a little bit of the evasion tank in Heavensward. That really doesn't exist. You still have your AoE blind effect that you can Dark Arts that we talked about in both the skills and in the controller layout videos. But as far as it goes, that helps. That helps just kind of mitigate, block, and parry like you naturally would as a Dark Knight. But the thing that I just love about it is they have that plunge. They've got so much Dark Arts ability for AoE, and you have some options. You really are looking at the situation as a tank and trying to decide what is best. You want to focus on getting more MP so that way you can output more damage or be able to just tank. MP is still your lifeblood, and the fact that you're not constantly draining it with Darkside, at first I was like, well, isn't that going to just kind of offset like what it is? And what it ended up translating into is that I'm Dark Artsing as many abilities as I can, and I still am like, man, I am out of MP, and then you got going back into an MP rotation to build that back up so that I can go back into the output of damage, or I can go back into the I need to make sure that I'm gathering enough hate. The risk reward is that you run into a situation where you can't do your AoE threat builder, and because you're out of MP, and you have to try to figure a way to do that. Now, abilities like Ultimatum can kind of help offset that if your enemies kind of wildly get away from you, but you still have to recover that hate. You still have to recover that kind of attention and focus in on yourself, because it's still, at the end of the day, you are a tank before you are anything else. If you can't hold hate, but you can output damage, it doesn't matter. Everybody's dead, and so your DPS is just going to be the worst, right? However, with that, the ability to recover MP with Blood Price, with the ability to use those additional like Dark Arts abilities to recover even more MP, you have kind of, I feel like this kind of almost teeter-totter of building MP and building out and putting out the damage in and of itself. The skills and the rotations seem a lot simpler in my opinion, but you still have a lot of those off the global cooldown abilities that allows you to kind of weave those in a little bit cleaner. I feel like I have kind of 2 rotations and then off the global cooldown abilities that I either like to stack in or weave in wherever it makes the most sense. Now personally, I'm still working on the comfort level of being able to drop grit and put back on blood weapon and kind of cycle those through depending on the content. The more I run it, the more comfortable I get, and the more especially if I trust my healers, I feel like I can do that and not lose hate and be able to bring out more damage. The strength of the blood weapon is that it helps increase your blood gauge, which then allows you to do these other things. But don't let Blackest Night go unused. It does take as much MP as your Dark Arts, but it also has the potential to really fill that blood gauge if the full damage amount is inflicted within that short period of time. So that really comes down to knowing the mechanics of a fight, because being able to do that will fuel your blood gauge and will fuel either your MP regeneration or your straight up just damage output. It feels fantastic, and as somebody who loves the AoE and the MP regen ability of Quiddus, oh my gosh, it feels so good. So again, I can't stress it enough. Darkest Night is incredible. I just probably wish it was a little bit cheaper on MP, because when you kind of get into the fray of it all, you sometimes kind of forget that. So I'm still working on a way to make sure that I'm keenly aware of where my MP is at any particular moment. Now, I've been able to tank Omega, and I've been able to tank, obviously the dungeons. So from a tank to tank comparison, I still am leveling up my Paladin and my Warrior, and those both feel great within their own regard. So I really at this moment can't put together like a thoughts and comparisons video. However, that is coming, so please keep a lookout for that. We should hopefully have that for you, in sometime in September, to be able to compare all 3 tanks at level cap and kind of start breaking down some more detailed focus kind of strategies for the specific jobs themselves. But I'd love to know what you guys think about Dark Knight. Are you playing it? Are you interested in playing it? The one weakness this job brings is that you still have to get into Heavensward before you can open it up. that is still like this general weakness. I know a lot of people are like, hey, I'm level 30 and I want to play Dark Knight. And I'm like, I want you to, but you still got to go beat ARR. But Dark Knight shouldn't be skipped. It shouldn't be overlooked. It is a job that can bring good damage. It is a job that can definitely hold hate. It's got that gap closer. It looks cool, and it carries a giant sword. So you really can't go wrong with a lot of that, but that's just me. Maybe I'm a little biased, but we can have that conversation on which is the best tank in Stormblood, and we can go from there. But anyway, for Work to Game, my name's Brian. Thanks so much for watching this video. We hope to see you in our next, and we've got lots to do, lots to cover, and lots of guides to make. But we really appreciate you being here, and we hope to see you again. But until next time, take care. Hey everybody. Brian and Chuck here for Work the Game. Chuck wants to tell you that you should totally subscribe to the channel. And that you should totally hit that like button. Oh, and then we also got t-shirts on sale for some reason. That's a little bit mean, Chuck. I'm not crazy.